Last time we talked about Kansas City and Mahomes had a pass against Green Bay down the sideline, and you said, I think it's going to ignite something. And, Mahomes is interesting. So when he came out of college, Lance Zierlein, who's the one radio host, Houston, who I trust when it comes to college personnel, he's really good at it. And he uses a phrase with Mahomes in his college review, which is fascinating because I was told this. I posed this to an NFL executive. He said Mahomes doesn't have a repeatable throwing motion. It's angles. It's over the top. It's side. It's very clever. It's not terribly repeatable. And if you look at Brady, he's obsessed by it. Breeze is obsessed by it. Russell Wilson is obsessed by it. Peyton's obsessed by it. In that it is just so rote. It's memorized. This is how I throw at all times. When I watch the game against the Broncos, he is getting, I don't know if it's mechanically loose, but he's getting into a habit where he's getting a little quirky a little too often for me, that I'm seeing too much sidearm. And I think there's a part of Mahomes that Andy Reid doesn't want to overcoach him, but I almost feel like he needs to. Like they're scoring on script. Off script, Mahomes becomes more of what Lance Zierlein was concerned about. It's not repeatable. It's very quirky. He gets mechanically loose. And I do think sometimes when players are gifted, Nick, they're harder to coach because you don't want to put them in a box. Mac Jones' Tua are very easy to put in a box.
Very easy, right.
Much harder with Josh Allen.
And I do think it could add it has added a level of variance this year we haven't seen previously. I also think that there is some of this stuff. Once again, the interception he threw against the Broncos was a nearly perfect pass that Tyreek Hill in the hands. Like so much of the Mahomes noise goes away if just forget everything else that has happened. If just Tyreek Hill doesn't have the most drops of his career this year. He has the most drops of his career, and 4 of them have turned into picks. That's an absurd number.
Right.
But I do agree there is an element of the layup throw that if we lined up all the great quarterbacks in order, Mahomes might be the least likely of the 10 greatest quarterbacks ever to go, 98 out of 100 by himself on a field on a layup throw because he has some quirkiness, because it's not the same thing every single time. That I agree with.
It's funny. In my staff meeting Monday, I said that. It's just exactly what you said. I said the best young quarterback at the layup is Justin Herbert. His throwing motion is the exact same. It's almost like a javelin throw deep. Sure. It's like he's got the steps down. He's the best young layup quarterback in the league. By the way, Tua's pretty darn good at it. Is that it mechanically, Tua is limited. So he has a very repeatable throwing motion. Herbert's not limited, but he is a little mechanical. I would say it's fair to say Peyton Manning could be a little mechanical. He looked the exact same way. So I think that observation is fair, is that there are going to be times, it's almost like golfers who are long off the tee. They're going to struggle with their wedge. They're going to struggle with their short irons.
Right, there's no perfect player. And the thing with Mahomes was his first 3 years in the league, he's pretty close to perfect player. He's top, what is he? Like the 6th or 5th most mobile quarterback in the league. So there's Lamar, there's Kyler, there's Jalen Hurts, and then he might be the best just running quarterback Josh Allen's probably better because he's bigger. So Mahomes probably like the 5th most mobile quarterback. He has the strongest or second strongest arm. He can make every throw on the field and was just pure raw accuracy numbers, the best in football other than Rodgers. So it's like, okay, he's the best or second best at everything and by the way, he makes the most impossible throws of any quarterback in the league. And in back-to-back years, he threw 5 picks and then 6 picks. So it's like, okay, he never turns the ball over, makes all the throws. This year, he has had a little bad luck. He's had a few bad decisions. He's missed some open reads. He's missed some layups. Here's what is frustrating to me. People have decided, and I don't know why, that the Chiefs have to win a certain way. The Chiefs beat a team that came into the game with a winning record by 13 points. And it was not as close as that. It was 22-3 with 5 minutes left. The Bucs played a worse team than Kansas City, beat them by 13 points. Nary a word of criticism. Played the Falcons, beat them 30-17. That's 13. 22-9 is 13. People have decided the Chiefs defense, which, by the way, since week 6, 8 weeks, number 1 scoring defense in football, that they're not allowed to win that way. That if the Chiefs win that way, it doesn't count. That there must be a problem. And by the way, why would the Chiefs defense be awful the first month of the year and then great after? Well, what if you got a whole new defense? What if the first month Frank Clark was hurt, Chris Jones was hurt, you didn't have Melvin Ingram, you were playing balding Daniel Sorensen instead of Juan Thornhill, and Charvarius Ward, Next Gen Stats says, has been the best corner in the AFC. That's half your starters. So here's why I'm so bullish on the Chiefs. If going into the year, I told you, the Chiefs are going to be 8-4 after 12 games, what is the most dangerous version of them? They start 6-0 and then go 2-4 the next 6, or they start 3-4 and win 5 in a row. You would say, well, the more dangerous one is the one that's peaking in the moment. Okay, first point. Second point is, how are they winning? Everything's 35-32. Same old Chiefs. Everything's 35-32. Is that more dangerous? Or if I said, it's weird, Mahomes has had the worst month of his career, and they've won 5 games in a row, 4 of which through their defense. I think you'd be like, holy shit, that's a dangerous team. Because Mahomes is going to get better. And that's who they are. And so the Chiefs, a lot of the Chiefs talk frustrates me. The Bills talk doesn't, however. They might miss the playoffs. How about that, Bills Mafia?